We all know that shipping's been crazy this year, but we figured with us running the newest tires that we have in stock, we'd share with you our top 5 MTs that are in stock right now. All right guys, so first up on our list, we have my personal Bronco running personally one of my favorite tires that are out there, the AMP MTs. Now, these bad boys come, and you'll see a lot more of the tires on the list as well, in some of the top sizes for enthusiasts on the market. Now, these are 26 by 14s, and I have a 35, 13.5 R26 on here, which is something that not a lot of tire companies are currently doing, is the more rubber band look, if you want to call it that. Looking at these things, the tread pattern on them has pretty long side lugs to them and then a closer knit middle to them, which when you're going down the road isn't as loud as some of the MTs on the market. And actually, Coda, who I sold my old setup, which was also on AMP MTs, kind of complained about it because he likes the MT howl, and these things don't really have it. And I'm not complaining, but he was, so take that for what it's worth. Price point on these is also pretty affordable considering the fact that they come in a lot of the good sizes. Running 26s with 35s is something that's kind of hard to find outside of like Fury Off-Road. So for AMP to do something like this and offer more of those enthusiast sizes is super cool to see. Quality is there. I've probably got about 20,000 miles on these things, and I'd say they're 2/3, over half tread for sure, probably 2/3, maybe even 3/4 tread. I've had no issues with them. Clearly, if you've seen our burnout video, I still can't do a burnout even with these big things, but hey, it is what it is. I love my amps. I've run them on probably 3 different setups now, and I'll probably continue to run them because they're solid. Let's go on to the next one. All right, guys, so next up we have the Cooper STT Pro, and these are probably the most expensive tire on our list of current in-stock available MTs, but they're still not that bad. They're a fairly affordable tire. They look good. The tread pattern on these is a fairly chunky, like 4-block lug pattern, where it's 2 middle lugs on the inside and then a longer spoke on the outside to kind of even it out. So it's a fairly knobby, aggressive MT. Looks good. It's gonna ride a little bit louder going down the road, but still a good option, still super solid quality. Cooper's probably one of the best known, longest names in tires on this list. So the Cooper STT Pros are definitely a solid option if that's something you're looking for as an MT with the longevity you're looking for. Quality's obviously gonna be there too. Cooper's been around for a while. They've done a lot of R&D. They know the ins and outs of tires, and that's why these are a sought after tire that a lot of people are really digging. Now, as far as warranty goes, these are an MT, and as far as mud tires go, pretty much all you'll get with them is the factory manufacturer warranty, which all that's gonna be is really, once you receive them, if there's something wrong with them right off the bat, you can get it covered. However, as you start driving on them, there is no warranty because as a mud tire, they're meant for off-road use only, and that's what you're gonna get. As far as noise goes with these, they are a more aggressive tire. There is a lot of spacing in the tread design, so you're gonna get a little bit louder of a howl going down the highway. But at the same time, if you're off-roading with these things, there is more there to kind of pull up and kick dirt up as you're going through the mud, and that's what's gonna get you out of those sticky situations. But that's what we have for you on the Cooper STT Pro. Definitely a solid tire choice. Next up for you guys, we have the Radar Renegade R7 MT. I don't know why they have 15 names for all these mud tires, but we got it here. Now the cost on these is gonna be fairly cheap. Radar is a newer company to the game with good quality tire products, but at a more affordable price. Now the quality of these are probably not gonna last as long as some of your other tires just due to the fact they are a mud tire. Mud tires, you'll be lucky to get 35, 40,000, I would say, with regular rotation, but at the end of the day, it's still a solid tire and you're probably not gonna have your wheel and tire set up for long enough to even worry about needing to change these out. As far as the looks go on this tread pattern, you've got your lug on the outside, lug on the inside, and you've got that like the C-swoop that a Turo and Toyo both kind of have in the middle here. So it's kind of a classic MT styled look going for it. Lots of opening here for mud to get thrown up, rocks to get thrown up, all of that fun stuff to dig you out of the mud. However, this is gonna ride a little bit louder on the highway just due to the fact that you have so much opening here, so you're gonna get a slight howl going down the road. The other cool thing with Radar is these are a 33 R22, so you're gonna see a lot more of the enthusiast sizes, if you wanna say that. Big wheel, smaller sidewall, with the 22-inch, with the 33. That's something that a lot of these newer companies are doing, and it's super cool to see them taking advantage and realizing that people wanna run a 22 by 12 with a 33 on their 4-inch lift versus being stuck with a 20. So Radar's doing something cool out there with their new sizes, and it's something to look at for sure. Warranty on these bad boys, we've already said it, it's an MT. It's only gonna have manufacturer warranty, so if it shows up and it's missing half the sidewall, you're probably covered. If it shows up, you put it on your truck, you drive it, and the sidewall blows out after 10,000 miles, you're not gonna be covered, I'm sorry. All right, so next up on the list, and I couldn't resist even though Chanel's truck isn't quite done yet, is the Landspider Wildtraxx MT. Now this is a brand new tire to the industry this year, and the reason for that is kind of just because of inventory issues and other people not producing tires. At the end of the day, people still need tires, and factories on the other side of the world decided, hey, we're gonna start producing. So that's where you get your Landspider Wildtraxx MTs. Now, again, MT, no warranty. That's basically the baseline for it, and you just kind of got to accept that. But looking at these things, the tread pattern on them is pretty chunky. You've got a lot going on as far as the tread goes, lots of little blocks throughout. You've got your outside pieces that alternate with a lug, 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 but then every other lug has an extra piece attached to them. And then in the middle, you've got sets of two kind of alternating as far as your tire tread goes to give you a pretty aggressive mud tire look. Now, we haven't had any experience with these yet. You're gonna see it on our next spotlight of Chanel's Duramax build, but I'm assuming that the road noise on these is gonna be fairly loud just due to the fact that it is an MT. There's lots of openings between the tread pattern, and it's a cheaper alternative, so it's not gonna have the same technology, the same quietness that some of your higher end tires can have. All right, guys, so for the last tire, unfortunately, we don't have one here, but Banker was running them for quite a while on his 2020 Chevy Silverado 1500, and let me tell you, these tires have seen a lot. Now, these are a pretty affordable option, the Gladiator XCOMP MTs. Banker had a 13.5 R24 in his truck, and you can see how knobby these things are. The side lugs on these, I personally am not a fan of, but I know some people are because of how aggressive it looks. But the edge lugs kind of extend over the sidewall and give a really blocky look to your truck, which is dangerous because on a wide wheel setup, it looks good. However, if you're running these as a 12.5 on a 14 wide and stretching them, you're gonna have that nice curve to the stretch of the tire and then have a jagged cut upwards for the side lug on the tire itself. And that, I don't know, it's just kind of one of those weird looks to me that you should have a street tire for instead of a mud tire. But if you're not stretching them, they look phenomenal. They're super aggressive. They're decent on the highway, maybe a little bit louder than you'd want, but they come at a price point that a lot of people are looking for, and they come in a lot of good sizes as well. Maybe not as many as some of the other tires that we mentioned, but they come in a lot of those enthusiast sizes, like 37, 13.5 R24s that Banker had in his truck are a perfect example of that, and they're affordable, like I said, as well. Now, of course, manufacturer warranty isn't gonna be a thing with these because they're an MT. This is the fifth time I've said it, fifth time it's true. It is what it is. You're gonna get your full manufacturer's warranty. However, on top of that, you're not gonna get a treadwear life warranty or anything like that. I know I talk about how aggressive the side lugs are on the tread itself, but looking at it, it's similar to the AMP MT, right? You have your 4 chunks. You've got your side lug on the inside and outside. In the middle, you've just got your 2 alternating parts of the tread, and that's about it. So I personally like a more simple, straightforward, clean tread pattern like the Gladiators, like the Amps have, and these do it too. So these look very similar to the Amps, however, a little bit more aggressive. These XCOMPs are a solid tire that a lot of people have been going with, and they look great. All right, guys, so that's what we have for you on this episode of Mud Tire Mayhem. Now, I know 2021's been crazy. 2022 will continue to be crazy, but with current shipping and inventory issues and what we have in stock and what we've been running, these are some of our top 5 choices for MTs on the market. Drop a comment below if you want us to do hybrids, ATs, street tires. Obviously, inventory plays a huge issue with that, and it's something that we understand and we've been dealing with as well, so we thought we'd bring you exactly what we've been running, what we're liking, and what we're seeing in the market today. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. And of course, as always, we have wheels, tires, suspension, performance, and accessories at CustomOffsets.com. Peace.